In today's demonstration, I'm going to be showing how to do the stairs that are on the top and bottom of the building here with two different shapes, although I will be using the same tool, the component stair tool, in order to draw those. And then, because those stairs are going to need sections, just as our building will as well, we're going to go ahead and place some sections in there, and I'm going to go a little bit more into how to access and do some basic editing and modification of them, regardless of the type of project you're going to have. So I'm just going to go ahead and start by getting rid of all of the above, and that'll leave us with this much of the plan, which is likely where many people have gotten to by the start of week 6. So at the bottom of the building, we're going to be doing those L-shaped stairs starting around here where the curtain wall storefront area is, and then going up until it reaches the height for the second floor that has been designated. And then we're going to have a U-shaped egress style stair here for the back side of the building. Both of those tools are going to be accessed up here in the architecture tab, stair tool, in order to do both of those types of stairs. Unless you intend to do sketched stairs or winder stairs, you are often going to just stick with the assembled stair tool that is by default set whenever you start this tool. A common misconception when getting started with the stair tool is if you want a straight stair, you're going to use the stair tool up here, that stair drawing tool up here that looks straight, and then if you want an L shaped, you use the L, and if you want U, you'd use the U. This L and U shaped are winder stairs, which although do exist in residential, are not really being implemented as much and are against most codes for commercial application. So whether your stair is going to be straight, L-shaped like we have down here in the front of the building, or U-shaped, we are just going to stick with the straight stair tool and then just start and stop it as we need it to make the shape we want. Just as with walls, location line is very important. When you start drawing your stair, it is going to depend what side of the stair that you are drawing in order to make sure that your stairs are being placed correctly. So with the straight stair tool going, the first question I like to ask myself is this stair going to be going against a wall? If it isn't going against a wall, you may just have to draw it using a location line of your choice and then moving the pieces around until they get to the location that you want. But thankfully, for this example and for your projects that you're going to be developing both of these stairs for, we do have a wall as a reference to go against. Let's start with the U-shaped back here. It's going to be the easiest as it's going to have solid walls for us to start up against. So with the straight tool going, we're going to figure out if we're going to be starting on the bottom of this wall, the masonry wall, and then going up and then having a landing and then going up on this top side. It's going to be easiest for us to draw against this wall for us to reference where those stairs are going to go. So if we come up here to location line, you'll see that there is run left, run center, and run right, as well as exterior support left and right. If you do run left, that is going to put where the far left side of the stairs is going to be, and then the support will go into that wall. For masonry walls, you're not typically going to build your support into the wall. You're going to have to mount the stairs up against it. But for stud walls, as we have for our exterior, we would actually want to do the run right for that so that the support goes into the structure. Or if we wanted the structure of the stairs to be built up against the side of the wall, then we would also just, again, use exterior support right. If that's a little too much for learning the location line for the stairs for you, just go ahead and for this project, stick with the exterior support right, because it's a lot easier to bring the support system into the wall than it is to pull it out. And as with the drawing of the stair, all of this is adjustable if you notice error or there's changes to your project. So with exterior support right going and setting automatic landings so that when we start and stop our stair, it will create our landing, we can get drawing our stair. If you know what your stair width is going to be, you can put that in up here, but I'm just going to leave this by default I'm going to come down to the side of the wall here. I'm going to click and I'm going to hover my mouse to the right until it looks like I've got a decent amount of space for the width of a landing. We can't have our stairs go all the way up and run into the wall. We have to return it. So I'm going to stop my stair about here because we are just going to have the next run of stairs start parallel with where this one ends. I'm going to hover the line up here. You can see the aligning line below my cursor with the dashes telling me that it is lining up with the previous riser. And I'm also getting the solid line telling me that it is intersecting with the wall. So when I click on this point, it will draw the rest of my stairs and it will show that it is automatically making a landing for me once I am done drawing this. You will also notice that the stairs stop at a certain point when you start dragging to the left because it has now reached the height that it needs in order to reach what we have set as the second level. The trick for this is if you click too short for the entire run to finish, it will not finish the stairs, whereas if you click past the point of your last tread, then you can be sure that it has distributed the stairs out until it's reached the second level. If you want to adjust how many stairs there are in each run, you can select one of the runs. It doesn't really matter which one, and then you can click the triangle at the end and drag that. When you add to one run, it is going to reduce it from the other, and vice versa. Now finally, if the dimensions of the widths of the stairs and the widths and or lengths of the landings is important, which when you're developing code they will be, I recommend while you are drawing the stairs to use reference planes to offset distances to ensure that all the items are the widths and lengths that you want. So for example, if I want to ensure that my landings are 4 foot wide, I can use the reference plane tool and offset it 4 feet from the wall, and then use that as a point to either draw the end of the stairs originally, which we can actually adjust to now, and then adjusting the landing until it meets your needs. Same goes for the stairs. You can set, as I pointed out, the width of the stair while you're drawing it, but either while you're in the final stages of editing the stairs, you want to adjust their widths as well, or even after you have drawn the stairs and finished them, or even after you're done drawing the stairs and finish the tool by pressing the checkbox, you can still go in, edit the stairs, and adjust widths as needed. So now I'm going to come down to the front stairs. Very similar process. I'm going to start the stair tool. This time I am going to use a reference plane because I'm going to need to start the stair around here, but I don't want to rely on this aligning line coming up for sure. So I'm just going to start from the edge of where the wall needs to have this, from the edge of where the stair is going to meet the wall. And then when I start to draw the stair and I say that that is the right side of the stair, I can click on that reference plane, go over to about where the width of the second run of stairs is going to be, use my aligning lines to ensure that my stairs are stopping and starting at appropriate locations. And then you'll see that I went a little far on my low run there. That's totally fine. We're going to use either the move tool or align tools to move the original run back and move the second run down if you want a nice square landing. As with many of the tools in Revit, it just takes a lot of practice for it to become second nature. We're going to finish this up with our sections. The section tool is inherently housed in the View tab right here under the Create panel, but out of the box, it is also found in the Quick Access toolbar at the top just to the right of your 3D View button. If you click that, Section tool is just drawn with 2 clicks. It is important to note that before you start drawing your sections, that you go into the properties and the type selector and pick the type of section that you're going to be drawing. For a stair tool, I would say that we could either go between wall or detail. I recommend a wall section. Your first click is where the head of the section marker is going to go by default, and your second click is going to place the tail. You can also switch these options with this revolving button if you have those backwards. And similarly, you can click this flip tool to flip the direction that the section is going. Let's go ahead and add another one here. And then because these icons are getting too close to each other, I'm going to click back on the section, grab these blue grips at the end, and adjust them. And then I'm going to repeat for the upper stairs. This one's going to be a little bit more challenging to try and get in these sections without them interfering with nearby items. So I'm going to flip these two annotations, and then we're going to get in another one up here. So I'm going to just take this section and I'm going to copy it up, which allows them to be aligned, and then flip it the other direction. And then do some fine adjustments. When you drew these sections, they have been adding themselves under the project browser, under the sections area in parentheses with it telling you the type of section that it is. You can either access the sections through there in your project browser, or you can double click on the head of the section in order to open it up as well. As a tip for this, if you have the section selected and then double click on it, it won't open. You do need to deselect it and then double click on the head to open it up. There's a lot of different standards that go into cleaning up the views, but some basic fundamentals when you go into the section. You want to try and reduce the amount of levels and information relevant to what that section is indicating, adjusting your lines and information to where it'll appear better when we put it on a sheet, and then once you're satisfied with your crop, turning it off.